Hello, my fellow fishmongers. It's Ocean Fish in 556. It's been a while since I've made a video. Going through some personal shit. That's irrelevant, but here's a 1-year update on the Nuvo 20 Peninsula. So this tank has been through a little bit of a change, quite a bit of changes since you last seen it. Straight up, I just stopped doing the Rico's Nano challenge. I got lazy, one thing led to another, and I was just like, nah, I ain't that good at it, but I'm getting better. And I just took on other interests, really, as far as the aquatic saltwater keeping hobby goes. I got into like mixing clownfish, and that's kind of what I'm doing for the most part. So that's really what this tank is dedicated to right now. So let's take a look at it. So since you've last seen it, that structure right there on the left, Mount Sketchmore, it was on the right. And then this structure right here, that's just some Stax reef rocks that I purchased Black Friday, 2 5-pound boxes. So what's going on with the tank? So as far as coral are concerned, I got these guys, Armor of God, and that right there is some type of ultra. I don't know specifically which one. I have the receipt somewhere, I'll go look for it. But so fish wise, what is in here? Why is it in here? What the heck am I doing? So basically I have 3 fish in here. So from the last time you've seen it, this fish right here, my Ocellaris, this is Shadow, my Ocellaris phantom clownfish. Second fish I ever bought. And basically the other clownfish that Shadow was with was another lightning maroon clownfish. Not that little guy right there, a much bigger one. Shadow was supposed to be the beta male, and the lightning maroon was going to be the alpha female. She got big, and then I made the mistake of putting an anemone in there. From the day I put an anemone in there, the anemone was literally right here on these rocks right there. And so when I put the anemone in, my larger maroon clownfish just went postal, attacked everything, attacked me, my other fish, Shadow. So I basically had to take them back to the store, and I started over again. And what happened was I ended up getting this guy simply because I had another tank up and running. I had a problem with it. It's recycling. And so I had to put the fish in this tank here. And that's him right there, this gold nugget maroon. So after I had a catastrophic failure on this tank, basically I had to move the inhabitants over here. So while the tank was crashing, this gold nugget was in there. And then prior to the full-on move and tank crash, I purchased this guy, a smaller lightning maroon clownfish, in hopes that Shadow would hopefully get together with that lightning maroon and they can move into here. But so far, hasn't really been working that way since the other tank crash, and I had to add this guy in there. Strangely enough, they all kind of get along. It's been exactly 6 days since this tank crashed, and 6 days since he's been in there, and he hasn't really done anything. He kind of took over the top of this kind of little cove I have going on here. He hides under the power head, not under it, but kind of in that vicinity at the top of this rock mound. So the little lightning maroon right here is actually thriving. He's not living in fear. I thought I'd have some issues going on, but strangely enough, the gold nugget maroon hasn't really taken a liking at all to this little lightning maroon clownfish. more or less Shadow, my Ocellaris, has been more so curious and interested in the little lightning maroon. So we're gonna let it simmer, settle in, and eventually when this is done cycling and I kind of have that tank sorted out, that's another video completely. I want to put this gold nugget maroon back in there. That's just going to be a one clownfish tank. I won't talk about it, how big this tank is. It's just going to be a one fish tank, maybe an anemone. That's it. And zoanthids. But as far as the video, this is basically it. I mean, 1 year update, not a whole lot going on. I ain't doing Ricos no more, and yeah, I feel like that was hard to say, but yeah, I just couldn't keep up with the videos, couldn't do it, legitly. Yeah, a lot of coral died in this tank trying to figure it out, and that's part of the hobby, you know what I'm saying? I mean, shit, if we could keep everything alive, we would just, you know, every single one of us would have a dope channel with, you know, a really nice fish tank, but I'm working on it. So this is basically it. And here, let's feed these guys. Hold up. This is clean. I rinse it out every time I use it. So let's check it out. Try to do this with one hand. Alright, that's kind of plenty. And let's do this. It's kind of cool. No immediate threats going on. Everyone's kind of doing it right. Come here. Here, Shadow, get over here. Why are you hanging out over there? Come here. There. Yes, yes, yes. Come over here, Shadow. All right, there we go. All right, got the trio over here now. Boom. A little bit of aggression, but, you know, nothing too major. Let's try it again. And everybody eats. I was worried about the little lightning maroon, but he's kind of figured it out. It's good. That's it. So it's more or less the update on this tank. I know, nothing exciting to report, but the inhabitants are still alive, and I'm kind of happy about that. Shoot. I'll probably do a review on the Nuvo 20 Peninsula in the future, but before the video cuts out, let's see what gear I'm running. So, starting from the back chamber. First chamber, I have that media rack. I bought it because I can't stand filter socks. Right here is the power head, doing its job very nicely. And this goes to the auto top off. Yeah, I got a 5-gallon jug. I know it ain't pretty, but it'll work. Next thing I got, this cord right here goes to the heater. And that's in the second chamber. Second chamber heater, got my AI Prime. It's doing its job very nicely. And then third chamber return pump. I have the auto top off sensor. That's basically it. So just a power head, auto top off, a heater, and ATO. That's really it. And the only thing I did as far as upgrading the tank is I put a Seacam Silent Synchro 1.5 or 2.0 pump, just because the stock pump was just crazy noisy, couldn't stand it. So that's what's going on as far as equipment goes. Nothing too fancy, just the basics, bringing it back to the basics. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So 1 year update, hopefully this coming year I can get this guy out of this tank, put him right where I want him in my Nano Pico tank. We'll figure it out. But really, just wanted these two to hook up. Shadow and this tiny lightning maroon clownfish. This is how they are all day long. I mean, as far as aggression goes, the gold nugget maroon is definitely the most aggressive one in the tank. But the Ocellaris kind of curbs that. He puts them on check all the time. So the Ocellaris runs this tank. The gold nugget maroon is not happy with it. I mean, he wants prime real estate over this little cove. And the Ocellaris that's his dwelling right there, like dead center of the tank. So hopefully I'll have more to come, but yeah, I'm more interested in getting these two to be a pair, just because I want to see what happens. Phantom Ocellaris and a lightning maroon clownfish. It's not a bad thing, but I need to do something about that gold nugget. So this is a 1 year update. I'll have more in the future. Thanks for checking it out, and I'm out.